Hey everyone, it's Colin from DIY Guy. Thanks for clicking on today's video. Don't forget to like and subscribe because it helps out my channel a ton, as you probably know from all the other YouTube videos that you watch. So today I'm going to do a quick time lapse slash walkthrough of the finished product as I go through building this trellis. So this trellis is going to be for my cucumbers, zucchini, peas, and green beans, and it's going to be about 20 feet wide, so it'll cover the full span of my garden. And then I'm also going to use the full length of the wood that I got, so it'll be about 8 feet tall. So actually in this video, I'm not going to do a step-by-step because probably looking at the finished product, you'll be able to tell what I did. So all I'm doing is hammering 4 T-posts in the ground, and then I'm going to have furring strips. They're 2x2 ripped 2x4s basically, that'll go up the sides and screw into the T-posts, and then I'll just have like it's just a 2-inch wide by 1/2 inch thick kind of a 2x4 beam across the top, and that's what the strings are going to hang down from, and then I'll pin those into the ground, and then all the veggies can trellis up the strings. Alright, so here's the rough sketch I put together. If you look at my garden, it actually has a slope to it. So the left side is actually about 1 foot lower than the right side. So if I want it to be level across the top, I'm going to have to cut my posts accordingly. So these are my supplies. I've got my twine and my lumber. These are just 4 2x2 boards, 8 foot long. And then I've got 3 1x2s, also 8 feet long. The whole lot of it costs about $40. So now I'll show you the T-posts that I've got set up. I've already pounded them into the ground and everything. So here's the first one, and I just lined them up right down the back of the garden. And so the idea is that I have my support system along this back edge, and then I'm actually going to angle the string up, and so the beans and peas are going to just trellis up the string all the way up to about 8 feet high. So here's the before shot plus my neighbor's black Kia Soul, and I'm going to do a time lapse and bring you back for the after shot. Alright, I'm almost done with the trellis. I just have a few more strings to attach, but I'm going to go eat dinner and then I'll finish it up. But I wanted to show you before it gets too dark. So here is the front view. Looks pretty sweet. I'll give you kind of a better side view too. So it ended up being pretty straight. There's a little bit of a bump right there, but overall, pretty awesome. I mean, look at that. So I'm actually going to put some wooden supports kind of angled into the dirt just so it doesn't blow around too much. So here's the front view again. I just wanted to show you how I attach these strings. So I use this twine. It says it's sun resistant, but up top, all I did was tie a loop around the post or around the wooden bracket. And then down here, all I did was cut a little piece of wood, and I kind of notched it so the string doesn't slide off. And I just stuck it in the ground. And so now as these peas send their little tendrils out to try to climb these things, they'll find the string and hopefully they'll just climb all the way up. Now this whole trellis is almost 8 feet tall, so it's probably a little overkill for like beans and peas, but things like cucumbers and zucchini, last year I had one spread out like in 10 square, or not 10 square, it was like a 5x5 patch, and it just took up a lot of yard space. It takes up a lot of garden space, and so the idea is that I can trellis cucumbers, zucchinis, things that are normally going to spread out, and grow them vertically, so that way I have more space in my garden to plant other things. So I hope you enjoyed this video. It took me a while. I accidentally cut my finger too. I nicked it on the saw, so that kind of sucked. But it took me about probably 2 hours, hour and a half to do all this, and I still have some strings to tie. But the best part about this is like you can just replace the strings if they fall apart. If you need to move them, you can just slide them back and forth on the railing. So super cool. I know there's other ideas out there. Some people have used PVC pipe or like metal conduit. That works too, but this was really cheap, probably 40 bucks instead of, you know, 100 bucks if you're looking at piping or conduit. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Hit that like button for me and keep growing it yourself.